Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, we're going to take a look at how Google ranks your website in the search results and how to take advantage of that to drive traffic to your site by getting it to the top of the first page. So for comparison, I've taken your site as well as the top search results for both Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and then I also did one for Connecticut as well. And I put them all into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds on your site, and then it gives it a ranking from 1 to 100 for your trust and the strength of your site. So just to take a quick look at these numbers, we can see why these companies are showing up at the top of the search results and outranking yours. However, let me just go into a little bit more detail about what these numbers mean and how we can increase them for you. So if I take a look at your website here, just the first problem that I run into is that the site's not secure, meaning it doesn't have an SSL certificate. The reason that's an issue is because a lot of times in most browsers, whenever that happens, people will get this warning, and it'll look like the only option that they have is to go back to safety, when really they have to click advanced and they have to click another warning at the bottom to go to your site. Some people just won't understand that or just won't feel comfortable with it and assume there's a problem, and they'll just skip right over it. As far as looking at your site, the layout is great because we got plenty of information from all these menus that people can click. The only other issue that I see is it doesn't really have a whole lot of content on the page. Now, the reason that's a problem is because when Google is looking to rank the website, it's going to do so based on two factors. And the first is the content. So it's going to come in and it's going to count all the words and text on the page. It's generally looking for about a minimum of 1,500 to 2,000 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are, and the more likely it is to recommend you in search. Now, while it's counting the words, it's also looking for keywords, which would be anything that somebody might type into Google search, which is usually going to be a service that you offer and then the area that you offer it in. Now, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of these keywords for every 100 to 150 words of text on the page. Now, the second way that Google is going to rank your site is based on its authority, which is basically just a popularity contest. Now, there's two different ways to build authority. The first is by getting as many citations as possible. A citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number are listed in an online directory. Those include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. These are usually free directories. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. Now, the second way to build authority is through what's called backlinks, which is when another website links or refers back to yours. Google just uses this to build trust because it assumes that other people are vouching for you. So just to quickly define these terms, if, say, the local news station did an article on the top 10 best insulation companies in Rhode Island, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your site, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain or one referring website. So we can see from how much authority and how many other referring websites and links that these companies have, this is the reason why their business page is being listed in search above yours. Now, just something to note here is it not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it's also the quality. We need to be finding either any kind of blog posting sites, news and media press releases, any articles that are relative to your industry. So anything to do with insulation, energy efficiency, home repair, remodeling, foam, things like that. So that way it builds authority. Now, this authority or trust that Google has in your site determines how high up in the ranking that you're going to be in this section, which is called the organic search results. Above that, this is the map pack, which means you have to fill out your Google business profile. Obviously, I can see that you already have because you're ranking. This is because I'm searching in the local area. This is a pretty important area to try to stay into. So being in the third position, you're in danger of the next business bumping you out of this. So in order to optimize this further, besides filling out all your information, like the services that you offer, your area and your hours of operation, we want to be adding as many geotagged photos from within your service area, upload those as well as posts to your profile on a regular basis. Try to get as many customers leave reviews as possible. And then we want to get as many of those citations, those name, address, and phone number. We want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Now, regardless of the authority of the website, you won't show up in either of these two sections without the right keywords being found on your site. So if we take a look here at what Google is finding in your site, these are all the words and phrases that are being typed into search, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we just do some research to find all the highest volume keywords and make sure that those are being listed on your site. And then that way, once your site is ranking in the first position, you'll be getting all this traffic. So for instance, Connecticut, 100 people a month are searching for spray foam insulation in Connecticut. Right now you're in the 21st position, which is probably going to put you at the top of the third page. Unfortunately, not many people are going to be going down that far, but if you're on the first page, 100 people a month will be seeing your site. We use a really conservative estimate and say that only 10% of those will actually become leads and give your business a call. And then I don't know what the conversion rate is, but let's say if you only even half of those actually become customers, you could be looking at potential of 5 new customers every month just off of this one keyword. And then we repeat that same process for all the rest of the highest volume keywords, as well as searching through your opposition's websites to see what kind of high volume keywords they're ranking for as well. Now, obviously, every job has a different profit margin depending on the size and the scope, but as you can see, the number of leads as they add up can definitely increase some revenue and some business for you at the end of every month and at the end of every year. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it allows you to scale some of your online presence. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like me to go into any further details. We could also talk about your goals, and I can do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And I always appreciate getting feedback as well to find out if information like this is useful for you. So please let me know what you thought. Thanks, and I hope this helps.